business of the chamber is to see how the economy can be alive, so that life will be meaningful for the people.
The chamber has programs and capability on, basically get lessons learned and then also continue to sustain their business.
Watch out live every Thursday by 1:30 p.m. on ABS TV. Chambers of Commerce and you. Don't miss it.
Good afternoon, my dear brothers and sisters. You are welcome to this program, Third Chamber of Commerce and you. My name is Imalingwe John Yusufu. I am the Director General of the Chamber. The Chamber and you is a program that runs on Edo Broadcasting Service every Thursday by 1:30 p.m. It is designed to highlight the activities of the chamber so that you become acquainted and know the role that you should play by joining the chamber so that we can together build the economy. Today in this edition, we have some distinguished members of the chamber who are going to enlighten you on the structure of the chamber. We have with me Mr. President of the chamber, Mr. Andy Edobo.
Viewers, welcome.
We also have his deputy, who has been in the chamber movement for decades. He is Sir Chief B.E. Ezekwere, Justice of the Peace. You're welcome, sir.
Viewers, you are welcome to this program.
We also have with me a distinguished member of the chamber, who is Mr. Paul Olaye.
Yes, you are welcome to the program.
Yeah. Today, we are going into the specifics as usual. For those who have been with us for the past 3 weeks, you must have learned one or two things about the chamber. You need to join the chamber so that together we can build a virile economy. Today we want to look at the structure of the chamber. What has kept the chamber this long? That is what our focus will be today. The chamber has existed for 52 years because it was established precisely on the 20th of October 1965. Out of these 52 years, we have had a number of presidents who have presided over the chamber affairs. We have the pioneer president, Chief or late Chief Morgan Agbotine, who was president of the chamber from inception, that is 1965 to 1974. We have Mr. S.O.N. Okudaye, who was the second president of the chamber. He reigned for 2 years, 1974 to 1976. We have also Sonny Iyamu. Sonny Iyamu was also the president of the chamber, and he presided over the chamber from 1974 to 1980. We also have another distinguished personality who have presided over the chamber. His name is Chief Tony Aneni. He was president of the chamber from 1980 to 1984. The next to be president was late Professor Tijani Yusufu, who was president from 1984 to 1990. He was followed by Prince Clifford Ogisoba Eweka, who was president of the chamber from 1990 to 1997. He was followed, after Prince Clifford Eweka, we have Mr. Frank Amoah Madasu. Frank Amoah Madasu was president of the chamber from 1997 to 2001. He was followed by late Chief Martin Esegbe, who was president of the chamber from 2001 to 2004. Chief Esegbe handed over to Barrister Alfred Iyamu, who is now a reverend pastor. He reigned in the chamber as president from 2004 to 2007. Then we have Chief S.U. Ekwenuke, who was president of the chamber from 2007 to 2010. And then after Chief S.U. Ekwenuke, we have Honorable Dr. Greg Agbokina, who was president of the chamber from 2010 to 2014. And then we have the incumbent president, Mr. Adi Edubo, who has been president of the chamber from 2014 to date. So we have a lot of eminent personalities who have served the chamber as president. Is that what has kept the chamber all these years?
Okay, thank you very much, moderator. Yes, it's one of the reasons why the chamber has been moving. Two, it's not only that they put some structures down that we are now enjoying ourselves. They also help in consolidating the activities of the chamber and making the chamber what it is today. So we are grateful to them for what they have done. Where they left is where we started, and where we are going to leave, somebody else is going to take from there. So whatever the situation is, the structure is already on the ground. We are only building on the structure that have been laid on the ground. So I am happy, particularly happy today that my deputy is taking over from me is here, and that where I'm going to stop with I will still be around to be able to ensure that the continuity in the chamber is one of the very strong points we have. Thank you.
The president had just mentioned something about structure, which has kept the chamber, because we do know private businesses, especially one-man show or partnership, the moment the owner dies or a partner dies, the company winds up. But the chamber for 52 years have been strong, and it kept going on strong. The president had just mentioned about structure. When we talk of structure, we want to look at the organs of the chamber, what they put in place. For example, beside the organs, they talk of they have a constitution. Is that the constitution that is really the one that is keeping the chamber strong?
Yes, you said it all. In chamber movements all over the country is guided by the constitution, the agreement within the members. That's what's actually keeping it going. It is not a one-man business. It must be when you come as the president, you give your own input, your own quota, then you hand over, and so on and so on. So the chamber, especially Benin Chamber, we'll be looking forward to celebrate our 100 years anniversary.
In which what you are saying invariably is that as the chamber has a constitution, and in the constitution, what they use in the chamber is what they call articles and memorandum of association and bylaws.
Yes.
The articles and memorandum of association and bylaws, they guide the internal workings of the chamber and how they relate with the external environment. Is that not what you really mean?
That's exactly what I mean.
Okay.
Every president looks and being guided by the articles of memorandum and constitution.
Okay.
That is the bone of, that is the tide that is holding or guiding every president.
Okay. Mr. Olai, we have the organs of the chamber. And when we are talking of the organs of the chamber, like the president and the deputy have rightly said,
Yes.
we look at the constitution, what has the constitution stipulated. And we want to look at, the chamber has a structure like the president mentioned, and the structure has to do with the annual general meeting being at the top.
Yes, sir.
Then you have executive council, and then you have other committees following the structure like that. Is that you know, are you in line with that?
Yes, sir. You have just explained, like the chamber movement which the way you explain everything is, as our deputy president just explained, that it's not a one-man business show. Everybody bring ideas together to push it forward. So I think that is the reason why it is existing to date.
In which case, what you are saying is that we have the annual general meeting, and the annual general meeting is the highest organ of the chamber.
Yes.
It's the one that dictates how the chamber should go.
Yes, sir.
But because it is not held, it's not a daily affair, it's something that is held annually, it delegates powers to the executive council to run the chamber, so that the chamber can move ahead. Mr. President, having said that, we know the chamber runs on committees, it runs on trade groups. Is there any difference between these trade groups and committees?
The trade groups, the head of each trade group each of the trade group is a member of the council. Like you said, we have a council. We have the president, the deputy, vice president, treasurer, PRO, and ESCO members that form the executive of the chamber. Then the ESCO hold meetings from time to time, at times once every 2 months, at least not less than 4 times a year. So we do that, and then we rub minds together. And from time to time, members come in and contribute whatever idea they have towards the growth of the chamber. They come in and they tell whoever is the officers or the president then, and who we tell the officers in charge to implement it. So we have been doing that, and it's still going on, and the base is already well established as far as that is concerned. So joining the chamber to me is a plus for any businessman, any businesswoman, whether you are into petty trading or small scale industry or large scale industry. We have corporate bodies like Coca-Cola and other very senior like Presco and other things. They are members of the chamber. So and they benefit, if you join the chamber today, you benefit from the knowledge these people have, and then when we are doing business together, because we interact with each other and do business with each other. And so that helps to grow your business very well. So that's exactly what the chamber is about.
Okay, which means invariably what you are saying is that when we talk of committees, we talk of trade groups. The trade group are those people who are in the same sector and are members of the chamber. They come together to discuss about their own sector, how the challenges they have, and how they can tackle those problems within themselves and within the larger society. Whereas the chamber has committees spread all over the sectors. So if you, for example, you have a committee that is in charge of arbitration, you have committee that is in charge of telecommunication, you have committee that is in charge of government-chamber relationship. Those are committees that you pick from the membership of the council, membership of the chamber. You form this committee and see how we can relate perfectly well with other persons, because in those committees I understand that you encourage every member of the chamber to join these committees, because that is where you become grounded. You have broad idea of how the chamber runs. That is where you can impact positively in the running of the chamber. Mr. Deputy President, I understand you are the chairman of government chamber relationship.
Yes. Thank you, Mr. Moderator. Let me come in to assist my president. Like as he has said, there is hierarchy of leadership in chamber movement, and it's going on smoothly here. We have every committee established, which I am the chairman of a government relations committee, and that one is to liaise with government of the state in any matter relating to the movement of the commerce, and movement and interaction with government about the commerce and the people, the business business sector of this state in order to improve the economy of the state, because the chamber movement is the head of all well-organized businessmen. So that is why we are encouraging all businessmen, all companies operating in Edo State to come and register as a member of Benin Chambers of Commerce and Industry.
Right from the inception of this program, we did mention that the Chamber of Commerce, for example, when it was set up in France, that the Chamber of Commerce participated actively in the governance of that country, and also was responsible for these trade and commercial disputes. And even when it came to Nigeria in Lagos Chamber of Commerce in 1888, they participated in the colonial leadership of the country, and then we are very active in trade dispute. In your trade and arbitration committee, how has it been? How effective has it been in this part of our country?
Let me come in here briefly, my deputy. The thing is that when the chamber movement in an organized society sneezes, the government will catch cold. The Lagos City Chamber of Commerce, there is nothing the government does in Lagos today that they are not involved, because they know more about the economy, because it's the umbrella body for the organized private sector. Like we have rightly stated here, there are so many trade groups, some electrical, dealers, some mechanical people, some industrial sector, agricultural sector, educational sector, medical sector. They are all in the chamber. And whatever there is problem, if the government really want to grow the economy of the state, they should relate with the chamber very well, because information the chamber can give may not be available to the government the way they want it. But if they come to the chamber and say they want this information, this is what we want, they will give them, because we have, from time to time we do research into some of these problems confronting the economy. There was a time here in our chamber, we set up a committee to look at the industries that have failed and why they failed. Because this may help. If the government know what the chamber is about and they now relate with the chamber the way they should, some of this information we have, we pass it to the government. We can even advise the government. This is how best to look at this and that, policy-wise and every other thing. So that is what's supposed to be. And we hope with the present state of affairs, and since our present governor comes from the private sector, we very sincerely hope that there will be more interaction between us and the present government, yes, so that they will carry us along, and we will also give them information as regards the business, what is happening in the business world, what the economy is all about, what is inhibiting the growth of the economy, how the economy can grow, and all those kind of things. These are some of the things we can let the government know if they really want us to be involved in whatever they do. Thank you.
Mr. Olai, you've been in the chamber for quite some time. How has it been?
Well, moderator, thank you. The chamber, they are doing all the best they can to secure the business sector, businessmen and women, so that their business will grow up with the economy. I think that's what I have experienced. It's good for people to come in and register, be a member, seek the information, vital information to know what to do, so that mistake will not occur.
We have discussed quite a lot about chamber, and then we want to go further. Chamber has a lot of activities that will benefit the man the business person outside there. Those activities are quite large, and maybe as from next edition we'll be taking them one after the other, so that we can cover them adequately. Mr. Deputy President, I want to ask, joining the chamber, what do you think are the benefits? What does a prospective member, somebody who wants to join, what does he start to gain when he joins?
Wonderful. There are so many benefits that follows joining or being a member of chamber.